On a brand new install of OmniFocus, you will have 8 stock perspectives. And let's just walk through each one of those and what they are and how you can use them. But essentially, perspectives are a way of looking at the tasks that you have inside your system. There are a lot of different perspectives that you could look at and just get a view on what you have inside your system. The first of those is your inbox. What are the things that you have in your inbox that either don't have a project or a context, or either which ones need some work done on them yet? You've collected them, they're just thrown into your system, they need to be put elsewhere. So if we're looking at the sidebar here on the left, you can see that the very first one is your inbox, and that's where the first perspective starts. The second one is the projects, and we've been working off of this one a little bit so far within a number of these videos, but it's just a way of looking at all of the tasks in your system by the project that they are assigned to. You can see all your folders, you can see all the projects in your main list there, and you can start to move and work things from that view, but it just gives you a view of anything that is remaining in your system. Not necessarily everything is active unless you want to adjust the view for it, but the stock one will show you everything that's in your system that is yet to be done, whether it's available to you currently or not. Next on the list is contexts, and I always call these my working lists because these are the ones that I will actually work off of. This is where I go and I select the context I want to work on, and I go from there. So it's only going to show you the tasks that are available, and it will only show you a list of contexts that you can start to work from. So again, that's why I call them the working lists. Next one on the list is the forecast, and this one has a lot of power if you let it. So essentially what this does is it shows you any tasks that are deferred to today or any of the days that you select in the calendar here, and then it will also show you the ones that are due for that day. So if I look at the view here, I can see that right now I have it set to not show me any deferred items, and this is something that I like to turn on. I like to see whenever I've got a deferred task on a specific day, and that just makes my life a little bit easier whenever I'm looking at it in general. So if I'm looking at, say, today or a week from today, then I can see the specific things that need to be done for that day and which ones are going to become available on that day, which is kind of handy depending on what's going on. I'll know, oh, I need to water the plants that day. Well, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to be at home that day, so I can defer it yet another day. And it just helps me to do some planning from there. But if you cycle through this list, you can start to see which ones actually have something on them. There's not a whole lot going on here because I don't use due dates very frequently, but you can see whenever I get to one where there is a number on it in that calendar view that I know there is an item that's actually due on that day. The next perspective is the flagged perspective, and right now I only have one flagged task in here. Now, this perspective is one that I never use because I leverage my dashboard pretty heavily, and we'll get into that in another video. But this is one that some people want to use fairly regularly. Like they like to go in and flag the tasks they're going to work on today, and then use this as their today list, if you will. And it can be extremely helpful, but all it shows you is only the tasks that you have flagged in your system, and it shows them to you by context. The last one that's stock in the sidebar here is the review perspective, and we've gone through that in another video as well, but it simply shows you a list of the projects that need to be reviewed, and then it allows you to see all of the information you need about each task and project in order to make sure that that project is up to date. Now, the other two that are a part of this program as stock, you need to go up to perspectives at the top, click on show perspectives, and you will see completed and changed. And if I were to double click on one of them, you can get a view of those. So as I can see, because we were doing some testing earlier, I can see here are the 5 that I have completed today. And it's kind of helpful to see those. I like to take a look at this usually whenever I'm doing my daily review, just to see what all did I get done today, what all did I get done yesterday, and just kind of use that as a momentum builder for today. Typically, I'm looking at it first thing in the morning. It helps me to see where did I leave off yesterday and how do I get today jump started. So it simply shows you all of the completed tasks in reverse chronological order as to when they were completed. If I go back to that list of perspectives, another handy one is this changed perspective. Now, this is really helpful if you have your preferences set up to do the cleanup functionality automatically, because sometimes I will edit a project, I'll edit a context, and I'm looking at that project or context, and then it'll disappear, and it'll go somewhere else, and I forget, because I'm really bad about remembering what it was I was just doing. I will forget where it went, so it's helpful to bring this up and have it show you, okay, what all did I edit? So again, it will show you a list of all of the tasks that have been edited, again, in reverse chronological order as to when they were edited. So you can see the most recent one at the top. Now, something else you can do from this view is you can create new perspectives if you have the Pro upgrade, but you can also edit some of this sidebar again if you've got the Pro upgrade. So you can add these to that sidebar. You can see that it shows up as I click on that, and you can also rearrange these if you want to move them throughout your list. So you can have quite a bit of flexibility there. Again, that's if you've got the Pro upgrade. It's just kind of handy to tweak it and get it set up exactly the way you want. But ultimately, those are the 8 stock perspectives that you have whenever you first set up OmniFocus.